Hi there, my name is Donnie Watson, and I'm one of the founding members of an entrepreneurial group called Free and Three. Now, our group is a little different than what you might be familiar with other business groups in that we're completely 100% focused on businesses that produce residual income. And our goal for each individual member of the group is to become financially independent in 1 to 5 years. Now, what financial independence means to us is very simply that we are going to be in complete control of our time and complete control of our money. And so the question becomes is how do we go from where we are to where we want to be? And we do that through what we call residual income. Now there's other people that are producing residual income, so then the question becomes what are they doing that we're not doing? And how do we get from A to B? So some of you may need a clear explanation of what exactly residual income is. Now the definition of residual income is to do one action and get paid for it continuously over a period of time. Now the simplest example I can give you, and the one that you'll probably be most familiar with, is in real estate. So if I was to go buy a property and rent that property out for $1,000 a month, the action that I did was purchase the property, and then I would be paid every single month for as long as I owned it and for as long as I had tenants in it. So then the question becomes is how do we take that and make that residual income our reality? So what we need to understand is leverage, the concept of leverage, how it works in the real world, and how it's working for you. Now to do that, we're going to use Robert Kiyosaki's 4 quadrants. Robert Kiyosaki is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which has been on the New York Times bestseller list for many years. What he's done in that book is identified 4 income streams. We're going to concentrate on the first quadrant, which would be the E quadrant. That represents the employees. Now, if you're an employee, whether you like it or not, you are being leveraged by someone else. And so the thing that I want you to do is think about the company that you work for and the business structure that they have and where you fit in within that business structure to figure out how much you are being leveraged. What we'll do is give you a corporate structure to compare your business structure to. Now, in a typical corporate structure, basically what you have is you have an owner or a group of owners that depend on key people to run the business. Those key people are in charge of managers who are in charge of staff. Now, there's a number of different variations to this, but the bottom line is they are all built on this same type of structure, every single business. So then the question is, where are you within your business structure? And then more importantly, how much are you being leveraged and is that acceptable to you? Now ask yourself this question, and everybody that's become part of our group has done this, is if you want to earn more income, what do you have to do as an employee? Well, you have to ask permission from someone else. If you want to take more time off, what do you have to do? You have to ask permission from someone else. So then those of us that have chosen to take the path down towards financial independence, what we have to do is we have to start looking at other options other than employment. And so those options need to include leverage, and in this particular case, they need to utilize leverage to produce residual income. And so the question is, what are those options? Our options are actually going to come from 2 of the 3 quadrants. Now we're going to get rid of the quadrant S right now because what that represents is self-employment. What self-employment doesn't allow us to use is leverage. And if we're not using leverage, then we cannot produce residual income. So what that means is we have to focus on quadrant B and quadrant I. B represents business, I represents the investor. Now we all want to get to be an investor because what that means is we have the income and the ability to take some extra money and invest it in someone else's company. But the challenge is to become an investor is that we really first have to get out of quadrant E, which is the employment quadrant. And so that would be going from point A to point B, which we've already talked about. Now, how do we do that? Well, by focusing on the residual income options that are included in quadrants B and I, it can be basically broken down to 6 different options. Those 6 options are stocks, network marketing, real estate, the internet, writing books and making movies, and or traditional business. Now the question becomes is what can you take advantage of in the position you're in to start towards earning that residual income to eventually become financially independent. So what we need to do with those options is take them and analyze them from a very business-like perspective. And so those questions basically are how much are we going to spend? How much do we need to spend? What is the projected return? How much do we need to learn prior to even starting the business? And what's the timeline? How long is it going to take us to get from point A to point B? Now, when we did that analysis and did analysis on other businesses, basically what we found is the one that fits our needs the best is network marketing. Now, that may come as a surprise to you, but the question is, why is there so many misconceptions about what network marketing is, and where do they stem from? Well, what we have to do is look at the network marketing for exactly what it is, which is $1 billion industry. Now, like any other industry, there are good companies and bad companies within it. And within those companies, there are people that are good at what they do, and there are people that aren't very good at what they do. But with network marketing, for whatever reason, there is an entire generation of people who have chosen to form a judgment based on one experience with one company within the industry and not given themselves the opportunity to analyze the different companies, the different groups, and the different business plans to identify the benefits of what the industry now offers. Now, chances are you've been directed to this video by someone who is already a member of Free and 3 and are taking steps towards financial independence by utilizing the industry. What they will do for you is identify the reasons why network marketing is their business of choice to get them from point A to point B, why they chose Free and 3 as the group to help them get there, and give you the option to take advantage of it. So what options provide us with is choices, and it's little choices that we make on a day-to-day basis that is going to create our future reality. Now, the choice today is to continue down your current path or to begin to learn about and implement the steps and the actions required to create residual income and create financial independence for yourself in the next 1 to 5 years. Now, the important thing to remember when you're making this choice is that there's already people doing it. There's already people that are your age that have come from similar situations that are already doing it. So the question is, what are they doing that we need to do? And how did they go about doing it? So we certainly appreciate the time that you've given us today to introduce you to what Free and 3 is all about and what we do in order to create residual income. Now, for those of you that have a contact within Free and 3, sit down with them, ask the questions, and get them answered. And if they can't answer them because they're new to the business, I can guarantee you that they know someone who can. For those of you that are looking at this for the very first time, go to our website at www.freeand3.ca and contact us. And in both cases, what you'll begin to learn is how to live life on your own terms.